Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda Heroes, like defender of the fatherland, of here to A2V2 own, you guessed it, Elst, Outskirts. In the north stands Ausar the Vile and Dr.Jekyll fighting here for a full-on British task force. No Americans about to assist this time around. Pushing forwards here with the British 7th Armored Division, the Desert Rats. We got here Indian Artillery. We got Air&Sea versus the south of this Flokl and Pinokyo. Here with the German Army, Deutschland. Setting forth with the 26th Panzer Division. We got Battlefield Espionage, and for Pinokyo, no battle group chosen yet. He continues to hide out his choices there. As always, big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and wonderful support of the Propagandacast, and big thanks to keep commenting and liking my videos, helps immensely with the YouTube algorithms, and of course keeps the cat from biting off my fingers. So, Panzer Grenadiers, Pioneers machine guns versus a lot of sections there out of the British. Some players like to go for double sappers. There's definitely also like a focus sort of build out of the British where they go for like a lot of sections early on because they can, you know, but obviously put in a lot of punch as well there, and they scale fairly aggressively, particularly with training. So that definitely tends to be a build that some British players favour, and clearly but both Ausar and Jekyll are big fans of. So there you go, Pioneers popping in the front of an MG4 here for Pinokyo. Sappers blasting over their Mark II Sten guns. Hammering away there, falling a bit back here. Up north section, advancing there with the Lee Enfield rifles. MG there on the way for Ausar. Nope, goes for another section. Caught himself clear there. Good heavens, I almost went for a machine gun instead of another glorious British infantry section with which to fire the fantastic Lee Enfield Mark IV at the Germans with. Good lord. Might as well emigrated to Canada or something at that stage. So, Sappers closing in there at the Pioneers. Swiftly speeding forward with Sten guns, hosing those Germans. Grenadiers around here to assist with the battle here by the southern field point as more British arrives. And there we go, the glorious infantry section with the Lee Enfield Mark IV. More Grenadiers on the way there for Pinokyo as Panzers continue to chain up a Flokl here. Pioneers will come here by the Sappers. Second Pioneer squadron's getting wiped out as well. Here's Sten guns just laying down hot 9mm fire there. Almost wiping the Pioneers. An exceptional good stroke of luck there for Pinokyo. Meanwhile up north here, British forces poking here at Flokl, but Flokl is putting up a bit more determined resistance. And Dr. Jekyll, a true believer in the British Empire, goes for 4th section as Ausar the Vile. Shows his vile side and goes for Dingo instead of 4th section as well there. So very heavy in the infantry there. Out of Pinokyo. So far it's a bit lighter on the Truppen. So heavy fighting here. British force there pushed back as they sought for at least Ausar the Vile. Is encountering enough resistance from the Germans to sufficiently slow down. But the south here, Dr. Jekyll there is absolutely going Mr. Hyde here on Pinokyo and his Grenadiers. The odds got mine spotted but not defused. This could prove to be a problem here for Dr. Jekyll if he has to retreat, and they take that particular path there. Grenadiers putting up a bit of... I don't know what's going on with that section, honestly. It's like he can't quite make up his mind here. Pioneers pulling forward here now, charging in, perhaps, yes, going for it. In the centre, German forces slowing down a bit. We've got some mines down there. And further up north, fresh push, yes, Ausar the Vile looks to get his hands on that northern fuel point. Got the inter-radio beacon, we got the Luftwaffe company out of Pinokyo section there being incinerated, scorched by the fires of the Third Reich. Emblems there for Flokl. Recce Packers up there for Dr. Jekyll sections. Scope ones, that is. And MD4 on the flank here appears to be quite an obstacle there for Dr. Jekyll. Good lord, I say, the Germans, they have flanked us with an MG42. Bagger all. And there you go, force back the gun and section and flanking that MG42. Up north here, though, Flokl pouring through the lines here as Ausar the Vile gets spread all over the place like Marmite. It has to quickly counterattack. We got Jaegers on the for Pinokyo. Brand section, they're caught in a bad spot. Flamethrowers, Carnot TKs, German insults, all hitting with roaring impact upon the section there, which lacking any cover is rapidly routed. Humbers there though for House of the Vile. Dr. Jekyll, meanwhile, has got that Valor up, but no Humbers, no trucks, nothing. In the south, Pinokyo take advantage of all the bit of the quiet here to quickly move forwards and secure some fresh front line against the Britisher. Humber almost done there for House of the Vile. And there you go, Humber armoured car ready, the Mark II. The British Army would operate a large amount of armoured cars throughout the war, including some American ones, and they would also really be the ones like really to upgun a lot of the armoured cars compared to like other armies where like others typically, like, you know, with exceptions, tend to stay with sort of lower caliber. The British really went hard, like, you know, the heavier calibers like with 75mm cannons and whatnot on their armoured cars. Fun little note there. And we got here Pinokyo with another MD-42. He's also gone for Mechanized. Infantry in there for Dr. Jekyll, what with all his sections, his Lee Enfields, his spiffing British yeomanry. And there you go, Dingo popping a bit too close, they're getting hit with an anti-tank grenade. In the south here though, Dr. Jekyll pushing in there. But with multiple MD-42s, the Pinokyo should be able to withstand the British assault. Unless, of course, Dr. Jekyll flanks see for some through here, though, of course, those players on this map never used this path. I don't know, maybe their grandmother told them about, you know, boogeymen living in that part of the wood. I don't know. Up north here, Humber there hunting for German troops. Of course, need to cut around these corners. Could be Germans hiding around them like here and pop an anti-tank grenade. Trying to rather for Ausar, thumbs up. Pack 38 inching forwards.
Pioneer infantry.
Pioneers wipe. Looks to be a loss there for Pinokyo. As we do get a flank here actually out of Dr. Jekyll there from another angle. Panzer taken out of the Jaegers. Grand section trying to flank and instead just getting mowed down here. About to lose the section, but there you go. Pops around the corner. Jaegers there exposed to the British assault machine and they're actually also in trouble. He's got grenades research. There you go. Going straight for them before too exposed. Of course, not a 30 counter, doesn't get the magic force field that just allows them to ignore and, you know, being shot at, unlike the American 30 cal. An attempted save here by Pinokyo. Unfortunately, Gene is retreating and obviously gets past that piece of smoke fast. And the enemy force gets wiped. A stinging blow here to the German army, and there you go, making a run for it, at least attempted run, and there you go. Hauling it off. Vickers for House of the Vile. Of course, society doesn't want to get behind on machine guns either, but of course, no easy MD-42 to seize off the enemy. Got the Funk Panzerwagen out for Flokl. Flak feeling on the way as well. MD-42 they're wiped here by a plucky MD-42 crew, allowing here Pinokyo to reclaim it for this Vaterland.
Enemy forces have claimed our territory.
Do get some Gurkhas out there for Dr. Jekyll. They seem to be becoming a bit more popular again. And going for the Thompson submachine gun package. Grand section there being hunted down. Sappers moving in. Gurkhas almost at the ready. There you go, got the Thompsons with the drum magazines. Which might have been the ones they actually got, because it was only really at the start of the war they actually tried to buy them before they decided to kind of like develop their own submachine, because the Americans were asking for too much for the Thompsons. At least for the British. So seeing a lot of Thompsons in the British does feel a bit weird, as they really would have been using, again, they would have been using the Sten gun, primarily. Blackfin, they're going for the Dingo, hoping to knock out their Ausar's Dingo, but no, it escapes. It survives. And we got 6 pounding guns there on the way for Ausar the Vile. Dr. Jekyll, though, clearly not too concerned with that himself. The Gurkhas push forwards, laying down a heavy fire there against the German troops. Pinokyo bringing up machine gun to deal with the British forces. Jürgen, mach schnell mit dem Maschinengewehr! Die ganze Britische over there! Schnell! Ja, anbring schnell, was ist sing! Samples of the grenadiers, quick grenade being chucked at the MD-42. landing the number 69 percussive grenade, which is meaning it's a impact grenade, or, you know, it hits, explodes once it hits something. Fun fact there. German force withdrawing a bit here as Ausar pushes forwards. Got the Funk Panzerwagen. So, what are you listening to there, Fritz? Ah, it's a BBC. What? I mean, you know, British communications. Yeah. Okay, I'm keeping my eye on you. Still a light tank on the way there for Dr. Jekyll. Got the sections routed. And we got a bigger push here by German forces, Grenadiers, Jaegers, armored cars, machine guns, and a stray flak feeling joining into the chorus of chaos. As Dr. Jekyll withdraw there, his glorious British infantry sections with their spiffing and remarkably wonderful Lee Enfield Mark IV are forced to withdraw in the face of the German most unsportsmanlike display of bringing in automatics. Panzerguards pushing forward, here got flamethrowers on as well there. Forcing here Ausar to withdraw from the centre. Stuart light tank though has arrived here for Dr. Jekyll. The M3A1 Stuart light tank, also known as the Honey Stuart, because it was a fairly pleasant ride. Smooth as honey, if you will. Aha. Sappers closing in there. German forces making great progress here. British forces scattered in disarray. The German mechanization and, in the case of Pinokyo, heavy usage of MG42s has proven to be formidable tools which to overcome the British. Meanwhile, we got out of the wild here with the Centaur Mark IV infantry tank. The Centaur being the predecessor to the Cromwell tank, but never really saw much service because rather than changed to the Cromwell. Little fun fact there. Still rushing against the Panzer Grenadiers here, going for the hot flag filling. Funk Panzerwagen down as well. Humber exploding. Countless light vehicles just absolutely just combusting before our very eyes. Suppressor firing stood anti-tank grenades as well there. Thankfully, no heat stuff there to increase the damage done. Almost had to do it, but no. Oh, smoke popped here, allowing to get away. Centaur rolling in from outside, assisting his teammate. Hammering the Pak-38 crew there. Swinging British counterattack. Pinokyo going for the Panzer Company. Setting up the logistical network required to bring in the Panzers. And there you go, British forces holding off that Pak-38. Meanwhile, Dr. Jekyll with a mortar. Got veteran squad leader out there for Flokl, though he's certainly running up infantry. May want to replace some of his losses eventually. Also noting he is not tagged up. He's actually called in another Pak-38, which he kind of has to after losing the other one. But at the same time, does highlight that he's in a bit of an awkward spot. It may be wise from at least briefly to pull a more supporting role for Pinokyo instead of trying to find up north here. Oh, Dingo finally down. That is Dingon. Yeah. Centaur rolling forwards there. Panzer Army Commando slowly creeping forward to Flokl. Pinokyo could go for some Starstorm now, but Nichols also decided to go for something else. You got a second Jaeger squad up there as well here for Pinokyo. More Panzer 6, die Raketen Panzerbüchse. Salvaging there for some BARs. Thumbs up there to Flokl, some sharp play there. Centaur inching forward, Stuart probing and supported by the 6-pounder gun as well here. Could get a bit awkward here for the Germans, in particular again for Flokl. West side, a lot of mines exploding here. Buildings collapsing. Sam's about to get wiped out. And down they go. But outside, though, of course, there is quick to replace his lost men. Accepting the heavy burden of responsibility and, of course, quickly replacing them. South side here, German forces continue to hold the line. British forces, of course, could launch a deeper flank, but likely won't because, you know,
We are losing possession of a capture point.
typically we don't. Like, this part of the map here just tends to get, like, aggressively overlooked by a lot of players, in my experience. Aggressively. And there you go. Pinokyo with the Starstorm on the way.
Bastards have secured our
Flokl,
territory.
meanwhile, I'm guessing armored reserves and then calling in a Pentafoot with some assault grenadiers, maybe. It could surprise us. Stuka's a fuss.
Victory point lost.
It's definitely a surprise. Not a bad one, but...
We have lost the
Ooh,
scout
2 to
tower.
1 knocked out. Italy called in here against German positions under Pinokyo. And ETA can be a trouble here. Anti-tank sections out for Dr. Jekyll here is not what I expected at this point. Maybe a misclick. Maybe there's some deeper plan here that Dr. Jekyll has, but which we mere mortals cannot perceive. Still got the center of the hard at work.
Point is being lost.
Company command post for Dr. Jekyll. I don't think Ausar is going to be going for that anytime soon. British forces now turn the tables again. Just the losses Flokl has suffered has really made it difficult to, like, maintain much pressure and really puts more of the burden onto Pinokyo. At least infantry-wise, but like, there's so much to cover, it becomes a bit difficult to do so. Plus, he still has decent parts for active grenadiers. Commanders, though, dropping in for Ausar. More British elite infantry which to tackle the German menace.
Under enemy control.
Got some support commanders there with their Vickers K light machine gun. Armor training brief considered there by Dr. Jekyll, but decides to go for grants and actual tanks before going for tank training. Thumbs up to that. Germans got a good lead here with the Allies so far, 412 to 226, and there goes Stukas a fuss. Unleashing hell there. Hammering into British anti-tank gun lines, commandos dodging the high explosive rain being delivered upon them. Like the wrath of God, if God was German. And there you go. The Centaur goes down. German pack crews lighting it up like a bonfire. Or the Reichstag. You decide. Flokl suffering further casualties is now very much forced to replace them with Panzer Grenadiers.
Commander.
It's, I mean, just one squad of infantry is just not going to cut it. Even with, Pinokyo having like 5 squads, he clearly can't be everywhere at the same time with them. So, even Flokl will need to at least have a base level that's at least,
Ability unlocked.
do something on his half there. But it's not great with the continued losses. The attrition is not helping out Flokl. It's only helping out Ausar and Dr. Jekyll here. Meanwhile, Pinokyo calling up High Command and getting access to a Panther here. Unleashing the might of the Panzerkampf Waffen 5. Of course, the enemy not having a lot of tanks and most having infantry certainly could handle the weakness of going for that. Though, of course, we know that Dr. Jekyll is going for grunt, so in hindsight, it's not a bad choice. But like, say, imagine that Dr. Jekyll didn't go for that here, the Panther would look a bit more awkward. Grant halfway down the center, British forces rolling ahead. Panther there arriving for Pinokyo, another Stukas barrage. The Wurf Rahmen 40, or throwing frame 40, which was the more technical designation. And the actual fun fact is basically these crates on the side were just made out of wood and they were utterly disposable. You just like load on the new rockets pretty quickly then. Oh, airburst shells hitting here hard on Pinokyo's lines. Infantry being shattered, decimated. And we actually get something similar on flanking out of Dr. Jekyll with his Gurkhas, getting the MD-42 team. Panther to the rescue, doing some damage here. Pioneers making off the MD-42. Might see the Pioneers get wiped here, but no. Gurkhas failed to at least get rid of that, but still, good push here. Davidson hit to Pinokyo. At least he was able to avoid staggering casualties. He's going for more Starstorm. 2 thumbs up. We do have some Pentagoners ready for Flokl, and some MGs will be good for them. Grants arriving here for Dr. Jekyll, going for Bishops, and we got grants as well for Ausar. Six pounder gun, I think, is scoring great here on the flak feeling. We got, ooh, air support in there. Oh, it's the strafing one out of the support commanders. And a triple cut from the Allies, aircraft shot down. Certainly a chaotic match here. And there you go. Splendid British German really catching the MD-42.
Secured our territory from us.
Absolutely forcing it to withdraw there. And they're pulling a bit back here. The Model D, the earliest of models. Now we got Dr.Jekyll going for the foot guards. Not just Gurkhas, but foot guards. Ford was on 99. Got the M3 Grant moving forwards. The M3 Grant was a British version of the M3 Lee, specifically the turret, as the British wanted a bigger turret to have the radio up there so the commander handle that. That also gave the benefit of needing only a 6-man crew rather than a 7-man crew, and other things. So, little fun fact there. But end sections, Jaeger's charging in there. More Struggles fire, MD-34 on the way here for Flokl. Rockets there slamming in. Dr. Jekyll's force there taking heavy casualties as the massive rockets land there. Grant surviving at least one Panzerschreck hit somehow, the other one that does damage. And we got to look here on the German positions. More chaos, more quandaries of the tactical kind here. Another Stuka's for Flokl, more rocket artillery. I mean, I can see the logic, but it definitely needs to be careful it doesn't overcommit there. Panther on the hunt here starts to run health pioneers nearby. Panther running forwards, foot guards on the flank. And we got there Ausar's Grant almost done. Ooh, these Jaegers are like very low on health. They probably should withdraw them, to be honest, get them healed up.
Victory point is under enemy control.
Risk suffering, I think, some needless casualties that could have been easily avoided and allowed them to use manpower elsewhere. Up north here, Panther Squad moving on, and so we got the commanders nearby ready to engage them from a nice, heavily covered position. And further south, British forces again pushing forwards. Unfortunately, it would appear that Dr. Jekyll's cream of the crop is very much getting dunked.
The enemy remains stubborn. We are
He has
down
to
300
hold
points.
off the assault until more reinforcements can be brought up and maybe, a flank be launched. Fresh reinforcements here, though, for Pinokyo. In the center, Flokl continues to fight, losing his MD-34 crew. And Flak feeling arriving here to assist up north, but a bit too late to the party.
The enemy is stealing our territory from us.
Meanwhile, Dr. Jekyll going for even more grants. He may research the bishop, but he wants more grants. Weber shells down. Oh, MD-42 white.
Do not let it fall into enemy hands.
Looking roughly for Pinokyo, about to lose a grenadier squad, and gets wiped by the air shield. Stars from Outskirts being wiped out here. Pinokyo taking massive losses now. In the center there, Panther with infantry support here, holding back Ausar and preventing a total collapse as again, Flokl's forces are so increasingly being pushed towards the support role. They can't really survive a head-on attack. Don't withstand it very well. And the Panther's about to get knocked out. Got the Grant. Close call.
Our Jaeger infantry has
Jaeger's white. He committed them despite being slow on health there. What a...
fallen.
That Panther down. Heavy losses there. Now, neither German player has any tanks. And the British have 2 Grants. This is definitely going to look a bit concerning here for the Germans. Particularly since Pinokyo at this point only has a single Jaeger squad with Panzerschrecks. And his teammate has a single Pak 38. Massive Stukas bash here around the center. A real storm of explosives there. And here by the cutoff point, an attempt by Dr. Jekyll to claim by the cutoff point here is thwarted for a very spirited defense from the German army. Pinokyo's got plenty of fuel. He's not far away from there to be able to build the Panther here. Whether or not they'll do it is, of course, another matter. But likely will, though. You just hope you can actually keep it better alive than the first one. Meanwhile, already got there. Ausar the Vile with another M3 Grant. As for Flokl, we're not really seeing much. I mean, he could go for a Panther 3.
Ability ready for you, Commander.
And there you go. Panther on the way for Flokl. Thumbs up to these stuffs. We need to get out of this alone health. Really should get them healed up here. Rather neatly suffer manpower losses. There we go. Just lost 2. Again, that could have been fairly well avoided, unfortunately, for him. Second Stasis will be charged with the Gurkhas here. Got Stasis up with the Gurkhas just have valor, and they got larger numbers. They got the training, so definitely not something that he wants to be like messing with. Plus, they get some pretty hefty bonus effects too, like increased accuracy and rate of fire means those Thompsons can lay down an ungodly storm of wrath. And then it gets worse effectively 3 or better, depending on perspective, with even more rate of fire, and even more accuracy. And the extra health certainly doesn't hurt either.
Has been destroyed.
MD42 team wiped out. That's Pinokyo's second MD42 team. Losses are really starting to pile up here. The Allies, Richie specifically, have really hit their endgame strike, which is where typically they can really get going with just unending streams of Grant tanks, amongst other things. Artillery unleash as well here. Decimating German lines further here. Panther hammered by the Grants. Got Mechanized assault activated here. What a demonstration than anything. Flokl with a flak 36. But Pinokyo's taking absolutely crushing blows now as well. I can easily get his Panther fixed. And he honestly should stop risking him as the Grants. Like at this point, he just takes a bit of bad luck, and his Panther's going to be gotten flames here. And his Pioneers are basically trying to grab points rather than being back fixing up the Panther. Oh boy, he needs more Pioneers. He definitely needs to train more Pioneers. Got one of the Grants for the Stukas of his barrage. Small one for the Germans. Starstorm counterattacking. I mean, having 2 squads on them definitely is going to help compensate for some of the other issues he has. No mistake there, but it's still not great for him. Another troops with barrage. Panther narrowly avoiding getting wiped out here. Jekyll's infantry, oh, gets it, but he lost so many sections. I mean, he's lost all of them. He's done just foot guards and Gurkhas now, plus sappers. Absolute madness here. Like, the losses are just crushing. I mean, at this point, the only one actually now has a decent force is actually Flokl, but the thing is, his force is mostly composed out of support weapons. Trucks, flaks, packs. Stukas of Fuzzes. He doesn't have a lot of infantry or any armor, so it's only been an awkward state, to put it gently. We got Crusader tanks on the House of the Vile.
The ability is ready.
There's another Stukas barrage is unleashed. We got 226 on 92. The clock ticks. Blackfield needs to be careful. Got the 6-pounder gun hard at work there. About to lose it here. We got a section that's about to get absolutely destroyed. Meanwhile, in the south, Pinokyo's advancing the Starstorm, spearheading the assault there. Come on, friends! March schnell with the machine and Gewehr before the Tommies come. Grenade there. But unfortunately, is stalled here by Dr. Jekyll with the grace and agility that definitely disappoints the German troops. Setting up here. Could have tried for a grenade, but actually spend the munitions he has, I think. So he can't pop it there, unfortunately. Or fortunately, if you are Dr. Jekyll. Shock assault, he almost got the machine gun. There we go, foot guns closing in. The end, though, has to withdraw. More grants for Dr. Jekyll. And another Panther for Pinokyo. Another Panzerkampfwagen 5. There you go, Jaegers, Pioneers as the foot guards are depleted. Got the grants on the move. More Crusaders as well there for Ausar. Another massive rocket barrage off somewhere. Massive swarm of just high explosive rockets there landing from above. Fresh Panther for Pinokyo. Another Panzerkampfwagen 5. Stuckers is firing away there. Grant's also pushing forward, coming down the Jägers. It is a steady rolling advance. German troops being pushed into the meat grinder here. 224 to 135 here. Panther helps halt the Gurkhas advance. Grant's pushing forward here. Panther striking off the hits. Mostly, anyways. Grants just keep firing away, and the sheer number of guns just mean they're going to do some damage to the Panther no matter what. Had it not been for the Jägers, it probably would have been even worse here for the Panther, honestly. And even then, the Jägers are obviously not safe from the Grants either. We got Dr.Jekyll with a third Grant up north here. Ausar continues his duel here with Flokl. A good flank with the Crusaders can do a lot of damage. Like, you catch those Stukas forces with the Crusaders, that I think would be game over there for Flokl. Another grenade assault here, thumbs up. Foot guards getting destroyed there. Might also consider some more sappers to help us repair his tanks. Presumably he's going to have 3 grunts, 1 sapper section. It is quite frankly going to be utterly inadequate. Insufficient to a fantastic degree. You want us to fix how many tanks? On our own? Who do you think we are? Wallace and Gromit? Get some more sappers. Crusaders rolling forward, engaging and destroying a abandoned Pack 38. Good showing, chaps. We sure showed that German gun what for, now didn't we? Sir, it wasn't meant. Shut up, Jenkins. I'll have you drive the tank from the outside. How's that supposed to work? Don't question me, Jenkins. Panzerman up, got the commanders at the ready as well. Flak feeling hard at work. Panther sort of poking a bit about. More Crusaders almost on there for Ausar. And there go going for the flak feeling. Bypassing the Pack 38. The Flak 36 is ready. Ambushed, actually. And we got till it called in the Pack 38. Probably the ones. Oh, what's that called? Oh, it's Airbus shells. Now calling in the big one on the Flak 36. Too far to get knocked out. Holy smokes, naval bombardment completely eviscerating the Flak crew. Meanwhile, the Crusaders are gutting Flokl, Stuka the Fuzzes. Kaboom, baby. A devastating blow. The body and brain here, Flokl. Just lost all of his anti-tank weapons and his artillery. He can at least recruit the Pack 38, but that's about it. That was an absolute sucker punch. And he doesn't have armored reserves. He can't, like, say, just hold up for a Tiger tank. Got another Panther for Pinokyo. Crusader swinging for the Flak 50. Almost managed to make out of there. Almost had it there. Starsum squad wiped out. Oh dear, we got 224 to 67 here. Germans are starting to run out of victory points. No, it's actually the Allies. There. Germans actually got plenty of victory points. Clearly, Dane. Rifle grenades almost wiped out the Jägers. Panther in a bit of trouble. Got the Grant swinging in there. Guns ablaze. Losing another Starsum squad. Pinocchio's losses are horrifying. He's done against a single Jäger squad. And then Panthers. And we got more till unleashed here. Pack 38 in trouble. Recruiting the Pack 38 again. Panther in pursuit of the Grants here. And we got a Lloyd out for Ausar.
The enemy.
British Hawker Typhoon's going for it. Panther going in for the grants. One grant down. One grant down. Another straight fear inbound, but Panther's dodging it. Also, a little fun fact about the aerial strikes in World War II when it came to the tanks. They're actually typically heavily inflated because typically the crews couldn't tell what's really going on from up there until you just tend to assume if they fired all those rockets or a lot of explosions, well, they took out the tank. But in many cases when someone basically had to go in afterwards, count or took out the various tanks, they typically found that aircraft was one of the things they did that took out the fewest number of tanks. So, fun fact there. More Crusaders on the way for Ausar. So now Pinokyo is in a terrible spot. Flokl is also barely keeping afloat here, and it's Dr.Jekyll and Elst of the Val there flexing their British muscles. More Jaegers for Pinokyo. Into a grenade here.
The ability is ready for use.
A lot of Jaegers for Pinokyo. So many Jaegers. And now we do have him going for a Tiger Tank. He does have armored reserves this time around, but might be a bit late for a Tiger Tank to turn the tide there for the Germans. We'll have to, they still got some victory points to work with, but the question is whether they can make it work fast enough. Gun Hamlets they're knocked out. And there you go. Tiger Tank has arrived here for Flokl.
The adversary is trying to take
This German heavy steel savior. Jaegers there being engaged. Panther moving forwards.
Territory sector lost. Alarm! All victory points are under enemy control.
Elst got the triple cap. Ooh, Crusaders got riding along with some sappers there. Tally ho, chaps! Try not to fall off. Crusaders swing in there, going for the Air&Sea isolated easy targets.
Point is being overrun.
Germans converging on the centre as the Allies go for the flanks. Ausar going for armed vehicle training himself as well now. Germans quick to split up. Here's Pinokyo, of course, responds to the Crusaders. We've got 116 versus 65. The clock continues to tick.
We do not hold any victory points. We must counterattack.
In the center, German forces stand mostly triumphant.
Increase security around the HQ. We are down to 100 points.
Another grant on the way there for Dr. Jekyll. Gonna have him up at 4 grants. In fact, the British have managed to build up a significant armored force already. 3 Crusaders, 3 grants. Even the Germans barely have an armored force. Panther's about to get knocked out, and down it goes. And there you go. For that, German spirit is broken. As long as, like the Panther, and there you go. GG game of a brutal back and forth fight there. I think some of the losses Flokl saw for there, the mid-game definitely hurt. Like, he never replaced the infantry, never had a decent infantry force, which made it much harder for us to hold ground. I think he went for too many support weapons, which again, kind of put more pressure on Pinokyo. And then when Pinokyo suddenly suffered heavy losses, as was inevitable, Flokl just couldn't carry himself either. So there were some issues there, I think, with just, how things were handled after a certain point, and the Allies being able to just, play to the strength of the British, which is, late game, just go for a lot of grants and tanks and just roll over your opponent. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You learned something from it. This is Imperial Nation. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for the last episode. Bye, everyone.